Making a man regret losing you will be the result of a combination of creating space and distance, leveling up, and upgrading on him, meaning getting with a higher value man. And in this video, I'm going to explain how you do that. You have to understand that in many cases, a man decides to leave a woman he once liked or loved because she has become too familiar, too boring to him, and because he has come to the realization that the person he thought he was in love with is not really her, but more so an illusion. Reality is, many men do fall in love with an idea or a mental projection of the ideal woman, and not really with the actual woman they are dealing with. Of course, there are other reasons why men leave, and they are not mutually exclusive, so there could be a combination of reasons. But from experience and from observing other people, most men get to a point where they value their woman less because they initially put her on a pedestal and they idealized her, but with time they realized she's not quite like the image of the ideal partner they had in mind. A man starts seeing that she's not perfect, that she has many flaws, that she could be emotional and needy, that she's moody sometimes, and essentially she's a human being. Now, if that happens, women usually have two reactions. They either want to win him back and they start chasing, resulting in pushing him even further. Then some women turn into revenge mode and they want to make as much damage as they could. And while causing damage might get some quick and short-term satisfaction, this is not how you're going to make a man realize what he had and regret losing you. He will probably resent you even more, or worse, feel pity for you. Instead, the formula that I'm going to describe in this video is something much more powerful than any revenge or chasing could ever be, and it does not leave any man indifferent because it plays on a man's ego like nothing else. As I said before, the formula is a combination of creating space, leveling up, and upgrading on him. Nothing hurts a man's ego more than seeing the woman he dumped because he believed she was low value, doing really well for herself, looking really good, and in the arms of a better man than him. It creates dissonance in a man's mind because what he sees strongly contradicts the belief for which he left that woman in the first place. So the first step is to create distance because men do respond to distance. Here's how. When you give a man some distance, you're completely out of sight, and initially he's happy not to see you and deal with you. He feels relieved. Then life happens and he gets to do things and meet new people or whatever. And one day something reminds him of you and he thinks about you and wonder what is going on in your life, how you may have changed, if you are with someone new, how you look like, etc. This can only happen if a man has absolutely not heard or seen you for an extended period of time. Also, space helps wash away bad memories because the human brain is designed to eventually forget about negative things when there is no new stream of information coming in. So men end up slowly but surely forgetting why things were so bad that they had to leave. So as I said, the first step if you want to make a man regret losing you is to go completely out of sight, zero contact, no social media or any other type of connections. Now, the second step is you focus your entire energy on yourself and you use sadness as a catalyst to work on yourself. And by that I mean working on the three components of self, which are the mind, the body, and the soul. So if you have let go of yourself, go back to the gym or whatever sport you enjoy doing. If you feel like you have put on some extra weight, this is the time to get on a diet or at least to eat healthy and nourish your body properly. This is your opportunity to treat your body like a temple, using the anger and sadness as a driving force for change. Then you nourish your mind by learning new things, whatever subject you are interested in. But I would still suggest that you also take some time to read about love dynamics and understanding human nature. And for that, I highly recommend Robert Greene books, which will be linked in the description below this video. And then you nourish your soul by practicing spirituality, whatever you believe in the way that takes you out of your mundane life and ascend you to your higher self. Once you do all that, not only will you be ready to make your ex regret losing you because you will look better and feel better and carry yourself much better, but you will easily attract a much better man than him. And the third step is to upgrade on him. By getting with someone better than him, you send the strongest signal that you are of higher value than he thought, because someone better than him thinks you are and wants to be with you. Being with a high value man alone will mess up with his mind and drive him to even question his own judgment and doubt his process of thinking. Nothing will shake a man's ego more than being replaced by a higher status man, someone with more money, of a higher social status, or a better career, and overall more successful than him. When you understand that concept, you realize that there is no need to chase behind the man when he leaves, and all you need to do is to channel all your sadness into bettering yourself so that you can attract a higher value man. You need to turn all your focus inwards and work on yourself. And when you're happy with who you have become, upgrade on him by dating a better man and watch him run back to you. This is why I always advise to be and stay at your best, especially when you are in a relationship, and not let go of yourself so that if your man decides to leave you, you're ready to move on quickly. It is a sad reality that we all have to face, that you can never really settle in a relationship and believe 100% in the happily ever after, because there is always a possibility that he leaves. But it's a reality, so you need to be prepared for it. I learned that the hard way when my own ex left me at the worst possible time of my life, when I was at my lowest. I was exhausted from work, I had low self-esteem, and I took very little care of myself. It took me a while to get back on track, but I eventually did. Of course, my ex had nothing to regret back then when he left me, because he did not feel he was leaving a high-value woman, and I gave him every reason not to think that, but I'm sure he feels differently now. Moral of the story, don't make my mistake and be always ready to get better every time you're left by someone. People will come and go in your life, and that goes for your romantic partners too, until you eventually find someone who will be a perfect match and would want to commit to you. I will finish off this video by saying that a very important and powerful mindset that will get you ahead in life is to not cry over your losses, but immediately look for a better opportunity. And finally, I just want to remind all the ladies out there that when a man decides to leave you because he can't see your true value, it may hurt at first, but it's your opportunity to realize that you deserve much better than him. I speak from experience, having the benefit of hindsight, after being dumped by someone who I perceived 6 years ago as the best guy on this planet. But life proved me wrong, and I met someone whom my ex is not even remotely close to, and when I think of that now, I really laugh at myself. Trust deep in your heart that you will get a better person, and you will.